Yeah.
Julia came over and made us kielbasa and sauerkraut, and we watched. I think was it? No, I think they showed us Midsummer Murders, which is a batshit like it's another detective show, and it's great. We haven't been able to stop watching.
I would have preferred it. My friends are fine. Most of them I love a lot. Others are fine. But we needed to not be in the house. I guess. I don't fucking know, dude. I'd have been fine at home.
You sound like we're not happy with it.
It was a fine time.
Okay. I went to a friend's party, and he is German, and we watched this thing. There's like a long-standing tradition in Germany where on New Year's Eve you have to watch this like one very specific comedy sketch that they've been like producing over and over again for like the past like 60 years.
Oh.
It's very German.
Was it funny?
It was shockingly funny.
Okay.
Yeah. It was, I was skeptical at first. I was strongly skeptical at first, but it was shockingly funny.
Fantastic.
It's very good. The premise is basically that there's like a rich old lady, and she has a party every New Year's Eve where she invites her like 4 best friends. Except that she's old enough now that they have all died. And she has this butler, and so they set the place for 5 people. She sits at 1, but then the butler has to go around and be all of the other 4 people. And she keeps like every course, every thing that they eat, there's an accompanying liquor. So he keeps having to drink, like they keep doing these toasts, and he keeps having to drink all of the alcohol for like 4 different people, and he's just getting progressively more wasted throughout the sketch. It's very good. It's very good. Anyway, hello. Hi. It's us. We're back. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Has.
Fuck.
We're still
We're here.
undecided.
We're still nickelbacking.
It's gonna be stuck in my head now.
Nickelbacking. Were we ever nickelbacking?
Is that Nickelback?
Isn't it?
Is it Nickelback?
No, is it?
It's been a while.
Is it Stained?
It might be Stained.
Is it or Daughtry? No,
It's not Daughtry.
It's not Daughtry.
It's, I don't know. He's got kind of a raw voice.
Yeah, I always think it's Nickelback. It's not Nickelback.
It is Stained. It is Stained.
It is Stained. Okay, cool.
I was like, Nickelback, nah.
But ABN always be Nickelbacking. That's true.
You know
We're
what?
always saying that.
And we're always saying that.
We're always saying that. Hello. Hi. Welcome. If you've never caught us before, this is Live from the Apocalypse. We're a not-for-profit TTRPG studio that makes actual play content like streams and podcasts to raise money for nonprofits and aid organizations and other important causes. Currently raising money for medical aid for Palestinians. We are officially more than a quarter of the way to our fundraising goal after our holiday push through the Hasmus fundraiser. And yeah, we just ask that if you like what you see here, instead of doing the normal Twitch things of subscribing or giving us bits or interacting with Jeff Bezos' fake cyber currency in any context, probably just avoid it. We just ask that instead you give money, if you can spare any, directly to medical aid for Palestinians. Basically, if you would give us money, don't do that. We just play silly games on the internet. Give it to medical aid for Palestinians instead. To that end, we have replaced the subscribe button with a donate button. We have hidden the subscribe button. You can seek it at your own peril. Just be aware that we are not legally or morally or financially responsible for what may befall you if you go looking for that. We can't stop you from doing it. We cannot turn it off. Twitch doesn't give us the option. And if you have an Amazon Prime subscription, you have a Prime sub, but you should give it to someone who streams. It doesn't have to be us, but we are an option. It goes to like paying for software subscriptions and art, mostly art, if we're being honest. Anyway, don't do that though. Give money to Medical Aid for Palestinians. Instead, this is Nephilim Tenebris, our gritty near future sci-fi game, set in our solar system about 100 years forward. And yes, definitely pay your artists. Nephilim Tenebris, it's about 100 years in the future. Our solar system, you know the place. Now you know the time. And we're probably going to get back into our game shortly, but before we do that, we'll go around and we'll do our character introductions, our player introductions, and in the process, we will be telling you how late our characters stayed up on New Year's Eve. Just as a fun little way to get to know them. Also, we are sans Alex tonight, it appears, which is all right. Everybody send him good vibes. He was not feeling well earlier. But we'll go ahead and get into this, starting, since Alex is not here, with Eli.
Oh, well, hello. My name is Eli. I go by any and all pronouns, as well as your favorite junker, Padlock. And I don't think Padlock made it to midnight. I think they had bought as many pork buns as they humanly possibly could. And before they ate all of it and just passed out in a food coma and let the New Year's ride. So yeah, that's pretty much what Padlock was doing.
I was muted. I said in the pork bun hat. Of course, you got to wear the pork bun hat when you're
absolutely just
when you're eating
like
pork buns.
Starfished on a bed out, pork bun wrappers everywhere.
Belly's so big, just
Billy's
like,
so big.
Belly's so
Looney
big.
Tunes.
Hit him with that honk shoe, me.
What a way to ring in the new year.
Just
had
fucking
fun.
grip it and rip it, baby. Slop that down,
Aw,
dude.
thank you.
Yeah, dude. Crack one for the big boy.
Thank you so
thank
much for your
you.
donation. It's super nice. We appreciate it so much. Q.
Hi, I'm Q. He, him pronouns. And I'll be playing Captain Cassidy Star Runner, the jockey playbook. Yes. He the pilot. And also the Capitan.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's definitely up, like, probably the next day after New Year's. Like, is up till the sunrise, still partying, will find brunch, because you got to drink, you know, the hair of the dog that bit you. Yeah, you can't be hungover if you keep drinking.
Truer words.
He makes good points, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's not wrong. Stop clocks and all that. Rose.
Howdy, y'all.
Wow,
I
how
am
dare you.
Rose. I use they, she pronouns. I play JoJo, the greaser playbook, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the greaser, thank God. Forgot it once, really don't want to forget it again. JoJo uses she, they pronouns, and JoJo didn't even know it was New Year's. She was just working the entire time. Nothing really expected. Probably if an alarm went on for the Happy New Year, she freaked out and ran to try and find what was the alarm, and then just went and took a smoke break. Bless you.
Thank you. And hello. My name is Will. Hi. Oh no, I'm gonna sneeze again. We are getting over something over here, so there might be a lot of muting and sneezing and coughing tonight. Just as a heads up, it's dry and I've been sick and the weather is bad. So, yeah. We're going to do our best. Hi, my name is Will. I'm a storyteller for this game. I'm going to be playing everybody else since the only NPC that I've really gotten the chance to play very recently is Alexi. I will say that for Alexi, it's still New Year's. It's never stopped. It's always New Year's if you don't go to sleep. and he hasn't. So that's it.
Set.
Who needs sleep when you have another man's money?
Right. Birds of a feather, you might say. We got a couple of those. Speaking of Alexi, when we last ended our session, diving right in, the last time we played this game, we ended with everyone in Alexi's family's home on Tranquility, Christ. And you'd all started to settle in. You'd all been kind of investigating the house, looking around, trying to see what you could see what might be interesting or might look off or might be useful to you. And in so doing, Padlock just so happened to stumble across a conversation. Padlock just so happened to be nearby when there was a sound like a doorbell. And upon investigating, Padlock overheard from around the corner the sound of Alexi, your host, saying, "No, sir. It's just me here." Padlock, what would you like to do?
I feel like Padlock is like, even if I'm like fully covered, I feel like Padlock's gonna hit the deck, like press up against the wall, like Kronk from they just like and I want to stick around long enough to hear the conversation, but if Alexi has to let them in, Padlock is gonna run back to the room that they were kind of pilfering through.
Very, very fair. Very fair. For Jojo and Cassidy, you both also heard the doorbell. Are either of you doing anything?
Well,
I think Joe stops trying to take cigarettes, just in the middle of a cigarettes, and then gives a look, a worried and now serious look to the captain.
I think you are looking at him as he's come out of like whatever room he was in. He just goes, "Just gonna sneak back in."
Just very slowly, like rolling her chair, trying to be as quiet as possible and hope that the WB-40 or whatever version of WB they're on holds.
Yeah, in the space future, it's CW-40.
CW. It's a lot of awkward romantic tension that doesn't go resolved in my chair. It's
Makes sense
tough.
for Jojo though.
That was a joke for a handful of people only.
For the Venn diagram of CW fans and Tenebris fans.
If you're 30 or over, you loved that joke. No, very cool. I love that. I do think that in this case, Padlock, I'm going to want you, or not Padlock, I'm so sorry, Jojo, I am going to want you to roll plus gut. I want you to roll to act fast.
Okay, let's see how we do then. I have +1 to gut, and I rolled 6 + 1 is 7.
Okay, very cool. So you make it work, but I will impose one of the following. Mm-hmm. You could suffer harm. You could something using brakes and has to be repaired, or you face a tough choice, a hard bargain, or an ugly outcome. Interesting.
Oh,
Interesting.
Oh, fuck.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know how I could come to harm. So I'm down for something important breaking. And if we need to bust the chair again, like, that is the most important thing.
Me and this goddamn chair are gonna fight.
Well, technically, I get to pick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Technically, I get to pick in this case. But I agree with pretty much everything you've said. I think that this is going to be. I think that this is going to be an ugly outcome. As in, you are not going to be discovered, but you are going to make noise.
Okay.
And I think nothing vital breaks off of your chair, but there is like a. We'll say that there is like a bolt that you've been, it's been loose for a while, and you keep like meaning to fix it, and then you keep saying like, I'll do it later.
Fuck.
Yep.
That one thing where it's like, I've got so many other fires to put out.
Yep.
This bolt just has to hold.
This is barely a cinder, and now cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it as you are moving like across the hall in the chair to get to where Cassidy was calling you, the strain on it is enough that it just like finally gives out, and it pings out of your chair and like into like pings off of the wall, and it makes kind of a clatter as it does so, and it kind of rolls across the floor down a couple stairs, but then it stops. And you all hear the conversation by the front door stop for a second. And Padlock, I think you are the only one who is close enough to hear the conversation, because I believe you were like right there. You're pressing yourself up against the wall. But the conversation that you've overheard so far has been fairly pleasant. You heard Alexi say that first line about being the only one in the house. And then you heard a voice that is kind of soft-spoken, kind of quiet, masculine, but it sounds a little bit... it's hard to attach an age to a voice, but you get the impression that it is kind of an older person speaking. And you hear them say in response to that, I beg your pardon, sir. I was not intending to offend, to insinuate anything. Understand that there have been some disputes here in the city, and just looking around while I was investigating, somebody mentioned that there was a number of people that they did not recognize. You understand, Tranquility is a small, tightly knit community. Alexi replies and says, yes. Perhaps they saw my guests. And Padlock, that I will say is around the point in the conversation where you hear the clatter from upstairs, the like bing, and the ring of metal. Mm-hmm. Guests, you say, sir? I'm so sorry. I thought you had said that you were alone. Maybe I misheard. And Alexi says, well, to be perfectly honest, I did say that. I did say that it's a bit embarrassing. Not that I'm ashamed, of course. Not that anyone should be ashamed. But when speaking to a peacekeeper, Science Corps peacekeeper, it's not the type of thing one wants to advertise, that one is entertaining company. And the other person replies, the man says, yes, no, I can understand that entirely, completely. That makes sense. And your business is your business, sir. What's up?
Nothing. You keep going.
Okay.
Don't let the GM know we're talking.
Sorry, I thought you might want to do something while this conversation is taking place.
No, but hey, if you fucking space Colombo us right now, I'm gonna fight you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I need you to know, you motherfucker.
No, no, we're with a rich person. We're fucked. No.
It's only January.
Got one more question. Fuck.
Hey, Will, how close is he getting? How close is this man getting?
I mean, it's hard for you to say. None of you have eyes on him yet.
That's so true.
Padlock is just kind of listening in, overhearing.
Okay, well, there is something that I do want to do then. I want to try and get eyes on the front door. I imagine somewhere in this house there's a place to look at, like, cameras.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure I mean, you know for a fact that the AI has or it's not a true AI, but you know that the computer system of the house has cameras, and you can probably tap into the feed. I imagine it would probably want to have some kind of administrator code or something like that, but one of you could maybe hack it.
The room that I was in, kind of messing around in, would that have cameras there already, or is it the same kind of deal?
Yeah, there's not like one fixed room because, you know, the house is modular, so you can theoretically look at the cameras from wherever, but you would need like access. And so that's the tricky part here is like you could get the computer to manifest a terminal, basically, the smart house, but you would need to access the systems. And that would probably be a roll.
I mean, I could hack it. I could hack it.
You could hack it. Jojo might be able to hack it. Cassidy could try to hack it. There are a lot of options.
I'm afraid what happens if we break it.
I'm afraid what happens if we set off an alarm.
There is that.
Okay, you know what? Fine, we're just gonna go and do personal recon. All right. Shirt off, shoes off, pants real low. We're going full skis as we're coming down the stairs.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. All right. So you're like entering the scene.
Yeah.
And Padlock, you are not with Jojo and Cassidy, so you can go back to the room if you want, or you could try to hack it.
I kind of do.
Okay. I had a feeling. I'm
gonna tiptoe away back to the room and close the door.
Very cool.
Ripping through shit.
Very cool. I like that. All right. Awesome. So yeah, you are going to do that. Cassidy, you are acting a little more directly. So yes. I think we probably need to resolve that. Jojo, are you going with the captain, or are you
staying?
No. Fuck not. Q can pass as entertainment. Joe, less a certain type of entertainment, but an entertainment that I think Space Columbo would be able to sniff out that something was funny.
Nobody said Space Columbo.
I say Space Columbo because
you said Space Columbo.
Because I'm sniffing the vibes there, my guy.
I feel Space Columbo.
Yeah, I've never loved anything more than Space Columbo. So I need.
Don't get me wrong, I am into it, but I do have concerns.
Okay.
No, I'm scared being on this end of it. I think that Joe would probably go where Cass was and kind of hide, and then just hunker down.
Okay.
Hunker down. Yeah.
All right. And you can still hear all of this going on. So if at any point you want to do anything, just let me know.
Can do.
Cassidy, you descend the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
I assume you're putting on a show.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just like probably got a water to show that we need the hydration. What was the name of the house? The computer system?
Ada.
Hey Ada, can I get another drink? Oh, Oh, I did hear the doorbell. Hey, do you want me to wait? Are you almost done with your friends?
Alexi, first of all, a panel opens in the wall and another drink, the last thing you were drinking. I don't remember what it was. It's been 2 months. Slides out. And Alexi says, no, I think I think it shouldn't be much longer. But as that is happening, you see the man standing at the door, and he's standing there. He kind of has his hands like sort of lightly clasped behind his back. He looks very at ease. He is definitely, now that you can see him, definitely an older guy. He still has like a full head of hair, but the hairline is definitely receding from the front, and it's almost all like snowy white. It's getting that kind of like stringier, rougher texture quality that comes with aging. But he has these like sort of big, thick, like snowy sideburns as well that are like just on the verge of turning into like mutton chops. And he's wearing like the stark white peacekeeper's uniform, but there are some blue accents to it. And I think that you would know, Cassidy, from your time spent here on Tranquility, that implies a specialization in detecting,
work.
inspecting.
Just Space Columbo. I know that it's Columbo when I see one. God damn it! What brand of cigar does he have?
They don't smoke here. It's fine.
I mean, Ada said that she was programmed that she could give you one cigarette at a time for health reasons.
It's true.
So, and she also would only give you American Spirits because you can smoke those. It's fine. They're not bad for you.
Why does she have the same rule I had in college?
Don't ever try to pack those, gang. It's a time. Don't do it. Anyway, not the point.
Sure. Yeah, no. And he looks at you and kind of like reaches past Alexi and like extends a hand out to you. Says, hello, how are you? I'm so sorry to interrupt your day. I hope you are doing well. You're going to be here for a long time. I should introduce myself, I think. You may see me around. My name is Orloff. I'm a peacekeeper. Well, you could probably... He looks down at his uniform and like gestures to it.
Yeah. No, hey, I got you. Sorry, I've been... You don't want what's on my hands right now. It's fine.
I understand. He pulls his hand back and puts it in the pockets of his uniform. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but excuse me, your accent.
Yeah. What about
You're not from Tranquility.
No. No, I'm not.
Where are you from?
Well, let's see. Taka by way of Taka. I sort of bounced around. I just sort of out in space, you know what I mean?
I see. What brings? Well, that's a silly question, I suppose. He kind of like looks between you and Alexi.
Exactly that.
Understood. Okay. Well, I did want to ask, just while I am making the rounds, have either of you seen anything unusual since you arrived here?
No. Though, to be fair, didn't really do much looking. We haven't done a whole lot of sightseeing. since I got here.
That makes sense. I yes, I suppose that is a silly question of me to ask. To be clear, just to specify, to be clear, I did mean specifically since you got to Nectaris.
Right. No, certainly nothing weird since then.
Okay. Well, it seems like I have. I've taken up enough of your time, and I've interrupted quite enough. So I think I will probably go back to work.
All right. Thank you, Doctor. Sorry.
Oh, no, not a doctor. Not a
Sorry,
doctor.
no, I'm sorry. So used to. Anyway, Orlov?
Orlov. Yes,
Orlov.
Orlov is my name. Oriel Orlov, if you need to get in contact with me. Good. Well, sorry. One thing I forgot.
You.
But you called me doctor. You said that was out of habit?
Yeah. This isn't my first time.
First time
To Tranquility.
Oh, you've been here before.
Yeah.
Did you I suppose there's not necessarily a tactful way to ask this, but did you enjoy your visit previously?
I've enjoyed it many times. Made a lot of friends.
I have no doubt of that. I am sure that this trip will be no exception.
That's the hope. You have a good one, yeah?
Thank you very much. I will do my best, and I suppose I don't need to say the same to both of you. And he sort of nods to both of you, gives you a very pleasant smile, and leaves. The door slides shut behind him.
Who the waiting like 10, 15 seconds. We're gonna give it a smooth 30, honestly.
You can watch him. He walks over to like a peacekeeper vehicle, and he gets in and drives off down the street that you're standing on.
Is it a beat up peacekeeper vehicle? Is it like a piece of shit vehicle?
It's rough around the edges.
You can't fool me.
Alexei breathes a sigh of relief.
Sorry. Yeah, that was a wild time, and I had to distract from the noise we made.
While that conversation was going on, Padlock, you were going to try to hack the cameras.
Yeah, if I still can.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is kind of a retroactive thing to see how much of that you caught, basically. So I think roll with brains. Roll with brain.
Nah, I'm not gonna get it. 5.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You can mark an XP, but yeah, as we've kind of established on occasion, Padlock is not incapable of hacking, but it tends to be kind of a like bashed together affair. And if you wanted to do that in this circumstance, you'd basically have to take apart Alexei's house.
They're in the walls, just looking around, panicking. But I'll peek my head out once I feel that seems right, or just open up the door, stick my head out.
And it seems much calmer. You see Cassidy standing there. You see Alexi standing there. Jojo, you would also hear the conversation die down, even though you weren't really able to make out what was being said. You could just hear that the conversation has stopped.
We clear.
Yeah, are we good?
Yeah. Hey, Jojo,
Captain.
fix your fucking chair.
I'm on, it's not exactly like I'm working with the best equipment here, Captain, but I'll bump it up on my list.
Yeah. The thing that gets you around, that should be a top priority for you.
Hey, the thing that gets me around is the Tenebris.
Hey, listen. I'll fucking fight you.
You're gonna fight me? That's gonna look really bad for your reputation, Cassidy.
My
I'm just
reputation's
a helpless
already...
girl in a chair.
Helpless my ass.
She takes a cigarette and just laughs at him.
Helpless my ass.
I'm a Wilton Daisy, motherfucker. Just laughs. Okay, but actually, what the fuck was that?
Yeah. You think they're gonna come back?
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's no way we're not seeing him again.
Are you certain? He seemed uninterested, I would say.
Uh-huh. Uninterested. Came all this way.
For an unrelated issue, he said.
Mm-hmm. Unrelated to what?
To me, to my house. When I was initially, he said that he didn't mean to pry into my personal affairs. He was in the neighborhood on a separate matter, and people had mentioned that the house was
really
crowded.
quick. Really, what people?
Well, I mean, a great many people live in Nectaris, and no offense, but you all stand out slightly here on Tranquility.
We went from the gate to your place. And this is crowded.
What?
This is
always make
crowded.
rounds?
I think crowded was probably a stand-in for less polite descriptors. It is not an easy thing to be an off-worlder on Tranquility outside of
You don't say.
Nubium.
You don't say.
So what I mean is that it's entirely possible that someone else who lives in Nectaris, probably a neighbor, mentioned something.
But if they saw your face, Cassidy, is that going to be a bad thing? Is that going to mess with what we're doing?
Oh, he saw a lot more than just Cassidy's face.
Well, it might give us a little bit more legitimacy.
He just kind of goes,
Oh. I didn't notice.
that's fair. I mean, like, it's not like this is much different. I mean,
If anything, this is modest.
I'm not really even going to be the one doing a lot of the heavy lifting. I'm going to be there as a distraction. So, he didn't see you two.
Okay.
And that's what matters.
Also, the Gallo won't even be in Nectaris if he is looking into matters around here. He may not even have a reason to go to cognitum.
These type of inspectors, are they normally that local? Does this look like your usual just sticking to nectars type of?
That's a tricky question. I mean, the simple answer is no, they're not. They are specifically looking for things. Generally, if they show up, it's because they have a reason to be there and a cause to be investigating something. Which recently has been if you ask 5 different people on tranquility, you will get 5 different answers. The peacekeepers have been busy. They've been active. They've been looking into people. And it's hard to say why. That's not information for the general public to consume, obviously. It could be some suspect that there are rumblings of dissent, possibly even political dissidence within the structure of the Science Corps and the Civil Corps. But it could also be said dissidents that are trying to silence people who might speak out or know or suspect. It could be both.
Secret police stuff. Fun.
It's a Tranquility classic.
Who's surprised?
Well, as they say, nothing to hide, nothing to fear.
Has that escalated recently?
Not openly. I've heard of a few disappearances.
Interesting.
But I didn't think that it would have anything to do with what you are doing here. What we are doing here.
All connected.
Perhaps, but maybe not. You're here for the gala. The gala is related to the Yelchin Foundation. The Yelchin Foundation is largely a autonomous organization. At least that was my understanding.
On the surface, certainly.
You think that the gala is connected to whatever is happening politically?
I think anything that the foundation is doing is connected politically.
Understood. Okay.
It's a great way to distract people. Have a big old party. That way they don't think about their friends and family disappearing.
Well, I would normally agree if it wasn't so exclusive.
Maybe those are the people they're trying to keep entertained.
Perhaps.
Keep under sway.
Well, and it's one thing if Tranquility's trying to fight Taka or some other planet, but if if Tranquility's having problems within their own cores, I think it makes sense to try and keep all the internal strife away. House divided and all that.
Fair. The whole thing gives me chills. And he crosses his arms over his chest.
Good. It should. So, what it is we're doing is important.
Are you asking me?
No. Stating. What we're doing is important.
I understand. How was your phone call?
It was productive.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
Now, you gonna come upstairs, or you gonna just sit there and smug at me?
Thinks about it for a second. Shrugs. I mean, at a time like this, Cassidy, I'd think we'd have more immediate concerns to discuss.
No, not yet. I mean, hey, if you don't want to, you don't want to. I get it.
I would have some questions, certainly.
Well, then, let's head upstairs and you can ask all the questions you need.
Have fun, Captain.
Thanks.
Alexei will shrug and he will follow you up the stairs. I do want to check in and see what that leaves Jojo and Padlock doing.
I think I'm gonna go up to up to Jojo and go, a little early for bedtime though, right?
Incredible.
Jojo just takes a long drag of her cigarette. Goes, oh, you know how the captain loves his beauty sleep.
Oh. Okay. Hey, can I show you something real quick?
Please, dear God, show me something.
I'm gonna go back to that room that had all of the things for Ada. And from what I remember 2 months ago, we determined that that system is interconnected across Tranquility, right?
Yes, basically.
So that's what I want to show Jojo. So yeah, I was noodling around and I figured out that every home in Tranquility has this. And then
As an Ada.
Yeah, every home in Tranquility.
Huh.
I don't know how to do it. Maybe if I break enough things, I could figure it out. But What if we could maybe reverse eyes on it and see how far we could look all around Tranquility without leaving the house?
That could be a very stupid idea or a very good one, depending on whether or not we can get Miss Ada to like us.
Well, that's why I wanted to ask you about it, because if I did it by myself without talking to anybody, then it would have been a stupid idea. But if both of us are doing it together,
But we've never done anything stupid together.
because that's what I'm saying. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. When we do it together,
Yeah, then I mean, okay. I like this idea, or at least of being like what I'm thinking. I'm trying to think as Rose the player, like how we could get that type of access. Is that just a simple like is that a hack? Is that a way to try and learn something? Like
that's some deep hacking, I think.
Yeah.
I think that would be an analyze something roll to try to figure out the answer.
Cool. Yeah, I think I would like to do that because I could spin my gears one way or another on whether I think something would work.
Yeah, roll plus brain.
Hey. Brain is +2, so I rolled a 10 and gets a 12.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Perfect. Okay, so you can ask. You have 3 holds you can spend on questions. So you could ask, what's something unusual or abnormal? What's a hidden feature? How much is it worth to the right person? Who touched or operated it most recently? Where did it come from? Who made it originally? But you probably won't need 3 hold to get the answers that you want.
Yeah.
I would say the first 2 questions, unusual or abnormal and hidden feature, are like the big ones probably.
Yeah. And I think I'd like to start with those 2 and maybe hold the third one depending on how this goes, or I'll just
absolutely. Okay, so you're thinking about this, you're mulling over the problem, and you have a greater understanding, I think it's safe to say, of like networking and connections and things like that, and you are able to dig around in like Ada's subsystems a tiny bit and examine the architecture, and it becomes clear to you what's a hidden feature is that there are tremendous safeguards built into Ada to prevent exactly this from happening. Because if it were that simple, then like everybody on this planet would be able to spy on everybody else on this planet.
Right.
But what is something unusual or abnormal? I will say, you can tell from looking at the system and Ada's coding and things like that, that the flow of data in and out of this system, this AI, is centralized.
Do we know where it's centralized? Like, is there a physical server location, or is this like a data centralization?
Presumably, there would be a physical location somewhere on Tranquility.
Okay.
I was a data server. Where would I be?
Okay, if I have to use my other hold for this question, that's cool. But when you say every home is hooked up to this AI, does that mean every building or just every residential area?
Presumably every building. But it is possible that there would probably be...
They're watching known comedy Scream, so I apologize.
No, don't apologize. It's impressive that they They breached the noise gate from a whole floor away. I know.
Never doubt my Wi-Fi. How loud they can be.
Amazing. Yeah, there is. It's possible, and you might have talked to Alexi about this to be 100% sure, that there might be like substations, like subservers.
Yeah.
Which might be more city-based. On your time here on Tranquility, you know that every city, all of the cities that are interconnected by the covered highways that cover the surface of the moon are domed. They are domed cities. So they are largely built to be kind of like standalone environments because the moon Tranquility is not like terraformed to have a breathable atmosphere. If something catastrophic were to happen, if like one of the domed cities were to be cut off from the others, something would have to be built in so that it can it would have to be built in so that it can subsist without the rest of the infrastructure. You know what I mean?
I think so.
Yeah. Basically, because this is a series of domed cities in a hostile environment, they need to be kind of like self-sufficient, standalone communities.
Okay. I think relay all that information to Padlock, just talking out loud, data dumping. If it's all centralized and they all have to go through these like subsystems, I think that makes sense. That one of those subsystems would probably be the easiest way to crack into a central location, and that could give us eyes into everything. Could tell us, that could help us find what we're looking for.
So we just gotta find one of those substations and see if we can hack it from there.
I think it would be easier to hack it from there, and we could probably get a lot more information. But that's assuming that there are subsystems to begin with.
Yeah, Justin, fucking rip it, baby. Slop that down, dude.
Which I'll give him a little bit of time
one
on.
For the big boy.
Thank you so much for your donation, first and foremost. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep that hold on us for final question then, just as we'll probably need it. But I like where I think your head's in the right place, Patty. It's just we got to find a better place.
Yeah.
Maybe could I, acting on this information, could I try and see if I could like follow a data stream somewhere to see if I could find its own substation? Like try and track a line of data or code from our ADA to a part?
You could try. I will let you know right off the bat that would have some very strong consequences.
Yeah.
If the roll goes poorly, like it's risky, high reward, high risk, basically.
Yeah.
And I would let you know that that's the case.
I do like the heads up. I think Joe says that out loud, but then shakes her head. Not with Detective, whatever his name was, 00. Just 00. 000. Yeah, no. We can talk to Alexi after his beauty sleep.
It could take forever.
Yeah, Captain likes to take his time.
Okay, well, I feel like we just need to be doing something. I feel like we're not moving fast enough. Maybe it's just me. I don't know.
You feeling a certain type of way, being here and all?
Yes, feelings.
Something you're infamously very good at.
Yeah.
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 Oh, forgot to have feelings again. Silly me.
Oops.
Didn't charge my feelings today.
Happens to the best of us.
Well, if we have to wait, I guess we just gotta wait.
I'm not sure what else we can do right now. If pork bun?
Pork bun?
Like Ada, pork buns, please. Ada sneezes in my face.
Oh no, Ada's got a cold. That's crazy.
I haven't
Ada's
even
getting
implanted the
over.
virus yet. Shit.
Ada's getting over something. Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, Ada will absolutely just distribute several pork buns. They are not as good as the ones that you have had on the ring gate stations and places you've stopped. They're not quite as like gross as the ones that you are used to in a good way.
Oh, I need to cut the oil out of them. That's the best part.
You know, I can still feel my mouth a little bit after eating these, and that's not what I want out of my pork bun. That
You
should
can
coat.
definitely taste that it's like not mystery meat.
Yeah, you think they actually killed pigs? I didn't think we had any up here no more. I thought they wiped out all the pigs. Shit. Of course, Tranquility had some. It's disgusting.
Ada will chime in, and her automated voice, even though you didn't ask, will recognize some keywords and queries, and she will say, actually, the meat that you are eating is grown in a vat.
You know, that's gross and does make me feel a little better, because at least it's kind of gross.
Oh
no.
It was so gross.
It was so gross, Eli.
We lost Eli.
Padlock, it's okay. Don't short circuit on me, Patty.
Yeah, just
had
fucking
fun.
grip it and rip
Damn,
it,
that's
baby.
crazy.
Slop that
Well,
down,
thank you
dude.
for the donation.
Yes,
Thank you
thank you
for
for
the
the donation.
donation. Hey.
Perfect timing.
Wow, thanks, Firefox.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. We'll give Eli a
There
second.
we
Hey,
go.
welcome back.
I'll never know what the meat's made out of.
It's okay. It's lab-grown meat.
Right.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's what she said. She said it's from pigs. Don't worry.
Lab-grown pigs.
Lab-grown.
No, she said, don't worry, Eli. She said we have very happy pigs, and that's where the pork buns come from.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Well, I wish they were
The
synthetic.
gaslighting is diabolical.
Perfect. Okay, great. So, yeah, you can enjoy some pork buns, but they're not the ones that you're used to. It's okay. And yeah, I guess we'll check upstairs where Cassidy and Alexia retreated.
Hello.
Alexia, I think, will just sort of like automatically walk towards like the master bedroom, which is obviously where he has been staying since he has set aside this house for the purposes of your crime job heist.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really the only thing that gives it away is the fact that it is massive. It's bigger than the other rooms, but all of the furniture here on Tranquility is pretty uniform.
Right.
Yeah.
The space is slightly bigger. The rest of it's the same.
Correct. Although, to his credit, the room is bordering on messy, which is impressive when you have an AI that is programmed to clean up after you.
Is Ada malfunctioning in here?
Okay. Well, I don't come onto your ship and judge the state of affairs.
You haven't been on my ship.
Not been invited to be on your ship.
That's not true. You said no last time. To be fair, you were upset at me. I did say some unkind things, I'll say.
Yes, I suppose I felt that it wasn't a genuine invitation.
Fair. It probably wasn't, to be honest. But we weren't in a genuine place at that time. It's genuine.
Not like, right. We've matured.
Exactly. So, you said you were going to have questions.
What are we doing here? Chief amongst them, I suppose.
Do you mean in this room or just in general?
I mean in this room. In general, I know what we're doing.
Okay. Great. It's been a while since I've seen you. There were promises that were made. I intend to make good on them.
Cassidy, I want to be very clear here.
Yeah.
I am no one's charity case.
Who said anything about charity?
I'm not interested in promises that were made.
Okay, I think you're misunderstanding.
Perhaps.
I'm doing this because I want to. Because I want to sleep with you.
Mm.
What's confusing about that?
I suppose what's confusing about that is that your conversation earlier went well.
Are you listening in?
I am not. I was not.
Mm.
But I know you.
Mm-hmm.
I know what that means.
I didn't even say it went well. I said it was productive. Technically.
And I know what that means to you.
Oh, I see. Well, I can tell you that, yes, it did go well. But that doesn't stop what we're doing here. And no, that doesn't mean that that is at risk. We've already talked about it.
Why?
Which part?
Why would we sleep together now? Why would you want that? I mean, they're the obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think you're thinking far too much into this.
I don't think I am. I think maybe you aren't thinking enough. I think you don't realize how much you've changed.
What does that even mean, Alexi?
Cassidy, you look at someone like me. You look at me.
Mm-hmm.
I am irresponsible. I love a dangerous situation, unnecessary risks, drinking too much, staying out all night. That's who I am. For better or worse.
Mm-hmm.
I look in a mirror and I know myself. That's what I see looking back at me. And I used to see that when I looked at you. And I don't anymore. And I think that's very evident to everyone that knows you. I think everyone can see it except for you.
I think everyone that knows me should actually listen to me when I say the words out of my own fucking mouth. I know I've changed. I am aware. But that doesn't mean that I don't still have parts of myself. Like the parts that enjoy staying up all night, talking to you, seeing the you that you try and act like you don't.
Are you implying that there's some type of depth here beyond this breathtaking face and alarmingly good hair?
You know what? That was an implication. So allow me to be more direct. You are more than the vapid, shallow person you pretend to show to everyone else.
It's an interesting theory.
Yeah, well, when half of the nights that we spend together are spent with you talking about how much you hate it here, how much you want to be out in the stars. About your interests beyond just the gossip here in Tranquility. I don't think it's a theory, not so much.
But I never did leave. I never did go out among the stars.
Fear is a powerful motivator.
You're not wrong. As much as I hate it here, as much as I think this place is a sickening facsimile of what it claims it is, it's comfortable. And it's all I've ever known.
Right? All of us, my crew, we were forced out of our comfort zones. Or enticed out. Maybe now it's your turn.
I'm unlikely to have a choice when this is all over.
True.
What's it like?
Space?
No. To have people, something, somewhere, someone that you would die for.
Terrifying.
I suppose that's why I never have.
but also exhilarating. That love you have for someone or someone's so strong. The thought of them being in danger causes your heart to drum out of your chest just to keep you going enough to save them. It's better and worse than any high I've ever had.
Sounds terrifying.
I did say.
You did. I don't think I'm going to sleep with you, Cassidy.
Yeah, I gathered.
I think you'd probably just fall in love with me. And we can't have that.
Obviously. I'd fall right back into that trap. It does mean you don't get the Cassidy special.
I'll just have to learn to live with it.
Heartbroken, truly. Well, I have been in practically nothing for entirely too long with little to no payout. So I'm going to go put clothes on so I can stop looking like a common whore and go back to myself looking like a luxury slut. Excuse me.
Have a good night, Cassidy.
Oh, well, if we're not doing anything, we might as well work.
Work, I see.
Yeah. We're gonna...
Another thing I'm unaccustomed to.
Well, I mean, we're all experiencing disappointment tonight. Come on.
He will follow you out of the room.
All right. Where y'all at?
Oh, finally,
shit.
it's taking forever.
Captain,
Jesus.
that's got to be a record.
Yeah,
What
it
is-
was like
why?
30 minutes. Like,
No
that was-
record.
That was so quick. What are you doing?
30. What are you talking about? It was 15 tops.
not
like-
from my watch. Not even wearing a watch.
You're not wearing a...
Padlock, your watch is broken. Says to the
yeah.
empty watch.
Alexi will put his arm in Cassidy's and will pat him on the bicep and will say, "It wasn't his best, but to be fair, he's rusty."
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you so for real right now?
You know,
I will throw you over my shoulder right this moment and prove you wrong. Don't fuck with me.
He's feeling sensitive. Everybody should try to be respectful.
Wow.
Oh, do you want a pork bun?
well, Captain's
That
always
usually-
sensitive.
No, that smells wrong.
It's wrong. It's
That's not
bad.
wrong. And then you.
Alexi,
Yes, you. Question. So we're thinking about maybe data. I was wondering if you know where those data cells are, or like centralized, or what was it called?
subsystems.
Subsystems. Yes.
Oh, honestly, I never really thought about it.
That's why they
Let
don't
me-
pay you the big bucks, and that's why they pay me the big bucks.
Well,
Right.
we have neither big nor little bucks here on Tranquility. But, the...
The look around was so good.
But truly, I had never considered that before. Yeah, well, it goes without saying, I had always assumed, maybe we discussed it in school, I don't remember, that there must have been some central point to which all of the ADA systems connected, I assume, on behalf of the Science Corps. I imagine peacekeepers would be able to access it normally. But you're right. It would also make sense for there to be local hubs.
Oh no. The internet is being so rude.
It's coming for us all.
It'll be fine. He says, Tranquility was designed with those types of redundancies. Welcome back, Eli. He says it would make sense. Tranquility was designed with those kinds of redundancies in mind, so that if something were to happen to part of the planet, the rest would be able to continue functioning autonomously.
You know, if there's any of those subsystems that aren't used as much, or maybe one that's decommissioned, we might be able to sneak on a little easier if there's less populated peacekeepers.
Well, that's just the thing, isn't it? Is every city has a Science Corps presence. If there were to be an ADA substation somewhere within Nectaris, it's really the only option that makes sense.
So how can we get in either with a way to get in good with the Science Corps, or a way that we can go undetected, if we even go through with this plan at all?
You are the criminal masterminds.
Oh, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to my captain.
Good. Yes.
Thanks, so pretty boy.
Well. All right. I guess the question is, what's the best way?
I'm so like above the table. I can see like trying to heist our way into a subsystem. How much time do we have until the gala?
That's a good question. I believe it was just a couple of days. You haven't 2 days. Yeah, you haven't really been here for a full day yet, but yeah, you had a couple days.
So if you can get into the subsystem, would you be able to like open channels to get the AI out?
Well, that's my plan, is to be able to go into this depository of all their information and be able to try and pinpoint where this AI is.
Okay.
I don't know we could get it out, but we could at least get a location, in theory. At least that's what I think. Like that's what I gathered based on what we were talking about.
Okay. So what if you try it here? See if you can get into the one here. And then once we sort of have the general idea, you can create a template.
I mean, we could, but the if we don't get it right the first time, then we just put a giant blip back on us here in this house. Is the only thing we were able to determine. So that's
Sure.
that's the risk.
Sure.
We could do it if you're okay with it. That's why we're asking.
I mean, the blip back is problematic. I'll be honest.
Right.
But if we can get enough data where we can kind of get like a general idea of all the eyes going around Tranquility, then we would be able to maneuver around Tranquility a lot easier. It's the thought process.
It feels risky to me.
Incredibly, but we don't have very many other options.
I suppose the question is, would you be able to pull off the job that you came here for without this access? Is it worth the risk?
I mean, we probably could. It would just increase the odds that we would be successful if we had it.
Well, and we have a couple days to try and find alternative sources of recon. We could keep this
2
as a
days.
and it would probably, correct me if I'm wrong, GM, I probably only need a couple hours to try and hack this thing. Yeah. So,
I mean, probably more than a few, but it's possible.
we still, even if it's a day, that could give us another day to try and look. But
Can't believe that I'm going to suggest this, but I have an idea.
Oh?
Do tell.
The peacekeeper who came to the door earlier, Orlov, he seemed suspicious, to say the least.
A little, yeah.
Absolutely.
At the very least, suspicious of the fact that you are not from Tranquility. Perhaps if you were to approach him at the Science Corps facility, he would think that he was questioning you, when you would be using him as well to get access to the building.
How is that not riskier than what we're trying to do?
I think the whole thing is incredibly risky.
Yeah, well, that's just kind of
but if you
thing, yeah.
pull this off, then Cassidy, or whichever one of you, walks away from a conversation with this man, having done nothing wrong, while the rest of you are able to secure access to Ada on a deeper level.
Okay.
Just an idea. I said it was a bad idea.
So the thought is that, like, I go in to talk, sort of come in for questioning. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Or to have a conversation with him, and on one level, he might think that you were trying to manipulate him or fool him, and he might think that he is the one who's actually manipulating you or fooling you.
Oh, I see.
But the reality is that it's all one big distraction.
Okay.
He thinks you're playing chess, when the actual game is happening in the next room.
Yeah, we're playing charades.
Okay.
Yeah, charades. The only problem, I think, is this detective only knows you two. How are we gonna...
That's correct.
We gonna sneak in out the back?
I don't know if that's a problem.
I don't think it's necessarily a problem. It's just you have a reason to be there. Patty and I don't. So,
well, regardless, I think there's going to be some level of infiltration required.
Let's see. Wonder when they have a shift change.
We could do that kind of recon. That's easy.
that's just staking out.
Mm-hmm.
We could
Spend the rest of the day reconning that, and then tomorrow we can set up that conversation.
I think that's a good idea. We could then see the different entry and exit points. Easiest way to get in and out. Hell, maybe see if there's a way to remotely hack in.
That's true.
I like that plan better than potentially bringing all hell to the house. At least this way, they catch us, we can fast talk our way out of something.
True.
All right. Then I suppose we should plan a stroll for this evening.
Hey,
We
stretch my
should.
legs. Yeah.
Leave your two remaining comrades to their activities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
We thought 30
Been-
minutes was bad.
It's been strangely quiet. They've either killed each other or passed out from exhaustion.
Damn, he was a good doctor. Don't you dare tell him I said that.
Oh, I'm telling them.
Damn it. Never gonna let me live that down.
Yeah, I mean, well, hey, look, since you decided to commit to the bit with this one over here, you're going to catch the smoke. That's all I'm saying.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, you don't? Okay, all
I
right.
have no idea what you're talking about.
Got it. Cool, just ain't nobody on my side. Captain all on his own. Gotcha. Captain
Such is
Crew
the
1.
struggle of the noble captain.
Crew 1, I see how it is.
I think they had stories about lonesome cowboys and all that.
There's something to be said for is it better to be an effective captain or a loved captain?
You're gonna test that, I'm sure. You're gonna test that out, I'm sure. Okay.
So, out we go. And I think we'll take a break there. It's about that time. So we will be back in about 10 minutes. Don't go away for the second half of this episode. See you real soon. Hello. It's us. We're back. Frodo's here also.
No.
Frodo.
No.
All of your fans went to sleep. And by all of your fans, I mean Julia. Oh boy. All right. So when we went on break, you all had decided that you were going to go out on the town, going to go out and explore Nectaris, and I think that is probably exactly what happens. Y'all get dressed up and make your way out into. I didn't mean to offend anyone. I didn't mean to offend any Frodo fans out there.
Wild.
My bad. My bad. Hold on.
Fans of the stand are upset.
Didn't mean to upset Frodo Nation. Sorry. All right. Yeah, you get dressed, those of you that need to, and step out into Nectaris. Alexi would have offered and probably would have provided clothing that is a little less eye-catching here on Tranquility.
Fair.
Than your normal spacefaring clothing. And he probably would have gently tried to encourage Jojo and Padlock to bathe themselves.
So they got cleaned up. They got cleaned up before when we first, made our.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. I forgot about that.
We had to hose down before we got here.
We did.
Just
did
assumed.
It's going to be
Padlock-
the same difficulty.
I was going to say Padlock climbed through some ducts last time, and I feel like
True.
they might have
Right.
greased themselves up.
It's like, how did you? Like,
How did you
we
get
cleaned-
that dirty in a matter of hours?
It's like we cleaned up already. Padlock, what the fuck?
What?
How are you always like this?
What?
It's part of their charm.
You gotta always have a healthy level of grease on you. How do you get through things?
Just like a pork bun.
Just
High
like a
five.
pork.
Just like a pork bun. Sure.
Yeah.
Next room we should do what Peanuts character everybody is.
I mean, yeah, we know.
We know some of them. We
Yeah.
know some of them. I'd be interested in some of the others. That was
Okay, goodbye.
his automatic feeder went off, and he's been screaming at me
Gotcha.
for hours.
I'll wear regular or tranquility clothes, but I'm not gonna like it. They're itchy.
They shouldn't be.
And yet they are.
It's a texture thing, you know?
For sure.
I mean, the thread count is astronomical. There should be hardly any texture.
Put tags on the back of the neck. It's just
Sometimes
Understood.
the good things
a
are
good
worse.
low. Have you ever tried a good low thread count?
Sounds like a nightmare, to be honest with you.
Just one solid piece, no thread.
The thread count is one single thread. Yeah, you get dressed up, and Alexi will lead you out into the streets and you can start walking through Nectaris. And this is kind of a quiet, like, neighborhood as previously established. Nectaris, from what you've seen, is largely residential, which is not inherently unusual here on Tranquility, but it is largely because this is almost purely where the people with the most social standing go. And it is sort of the discrete, you could call it like the pleasure district, even though, once again, it is largely just a collection of houses. It is just a large collection of houses of people who are engaging in debauchery with one another. So when you step outside and you start walking around Nectaris, it feels a little strange. As you walk past some of the domiciles, some of the houses, even though they all kind of look pretty similar to Alexi's family's home, you see lights going inside. You see curtains drawn or like windows frosted over, but shapes moving on the other side doing various things. And but there's no noise that leaks out from any of these houses. It's
make that shape.
Lots of flexibility.
It's very quiet for the most part as you walk out. And Alexi will kind of be talking about this as you start walking, and he will say, around here, obviously, it's mostly people's homes. There won't be too much excitement unless we were to knock on one of the doors. Oh, am I glitching?
For a moment, but I think you're back.
Okay. Obviously, we wouldn't experience any of that unless we were to knock on any of the doors, try to join some of the parties. No?
I mean,
Fair.
not no.
Not no?
I mean, it might be good to ingratiate ourselves with your neighbors.
I'm not certain that's true. I think there would be a tremendous potential for you to all give yourselves away.
Give ourselves away. What does that mean?
People might potentially, if they were sharp enough, see through the true purpose of your trip here to Tranquility.
I think he's calling us obvious.
I thought the clothes was enough. And they'd be greasy.
Alexei looks to Cassidy.
I mean, I would probably go. Leave the other two. No offense, guys.
Happy with who I am.
As you should be.
I think, personally, it might be best if we kept the nature of your visit here personal. As in, you're here to visit me, and only me. And there's not an open invitation for others to speak with you.
That makes sense. I wasn't planning on talking to anybody else while we're here, so.
And see, that gives me some concern, because if we were to go to one of these environments and you were trying to blend in, you would be speaking to people. They would be speaking to you.
we were going to go watch a building.
So did I. As did I.
You brought it up. I was
being facetious.
I don't know why.
I don't clock facetiousness.
So true.
Neither does Cassidy, apparently.
I do. I chose to ignore it.
Of course you did, darling.
Listen, I'm still a little salty about the not his best performance comment.
I mean, it happens to everyone. You're in space long enough, things shift around. Like, it's
anti-gravity, we could do the math.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I fly our ship, okay?
Alexei brought a mug of tea that he just sips. That he sips, dare I say, cuntily.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He looks very pleased with himself. You keep moving through Nectaris. As you do so, he keeps talking, and he says, now, as I was saying before we had that tangent, these are homes. People live here. They entertain their guests. They entertain each other. And it gets wild, even by my standards. I haven't mingled in Nectaris proper, shall we say, in quite a few years. It's an experience. Once we get closer to the center of the city, things are a little different. There are a couple of drinking establishments, dens of various kind, themed experiences, shall we say? And of course, our local municipal building.
Have you really been staying out of the
Well, I've been, how would you say, outside of Tranquility. Keeping it classy.
Did you meet someone?
No. No. I have been attending functions regularly, but they're less raucous. Not as young as I used to be, Cassidy.
I mean, you could have fooled me. That skin routine is still immaculate.
Stop flirting with me.
I won't. It's funnier this way.
He looks at Jojo and Padlock and says he's desperate. It's sad, really.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
It's tough, but it comes for us all.
Well, that's okay. You got a bandana. It's fine.
I did notice your new little accessory.
Was I not supposed to talk about the bandana? It's been a thing for like weeks now.
Yeah, has been a thing for weeks.
Well, that's interesting because you weren't wearing it when you got here.
I
But
wasn't.
then earlier today, you put it back on.
I did.
How strange.
How very astute of you. I told you the conversation was productive.
Extremely, clearly. Man, might as well be a ring. Who are you?
Hardly.
Oh,
This
look,
is.
here we are.
Oh. Oh, now we're done talking. Interesting. Fascinating.
We're on a mission, after all. Daring, subterfuge, and reconnaissance.
Mm-hmm. Only enough time to give Cassidy a hard time. I see how it is. I get it. It makes sense.
And sure enough, as he kind of stops walking, you see that you've kind of left the residential area behind, and you now find yourselves around these buildings that are still kind of squat and boxy, but they are not residential. It's clear to you, and in some cases they have signs over their doors. The signs don't say like the names of individual establishments. The signs say like bar, for example, or full dive VR, things like that. But sorry,
I must say, some of the creativity really takes a nosedive.
We went to school here. So.
We did.
The creative bunch here in Tranquility, I'm saying.
You're not wrong. Well, all right. So which place are we looking for?
And across the street, kind of on its own little island, there is a sort of a huddle of these same types of boxy buildings. But the sign on the side that is scrawled out, it lists like Nectaris Municipal Building, and then like Science Corps with like an arrow pointing in one direction, Civil Corps with an arrow pointing in a different direction. In the center of this like huddle of buildings, there's kind of a courtyard and a statue, like a fountain, and there's a statue of a man in the center of the fountain, which you would have seen before because in Cognitum, the city on Tranquility where the Yelchin Foundation campus is located, which you all attended, there's an identical one. And for those of you who have been to other places on Tranquility, you would know that all of the buildings, all of the municipal buildings in all of the cities have this same statue of Yelchin, the man who invented the hydrogen drive that made space travel feasible, really. I'm gonna pull up the setting doc because I don't remember exactly what I named him.
Really want to say Anton Yelchin, but I feel like that's an actor.
That is an actor. The character, I named the NPC as a nod to the actor, but his first name is something else, and I will find it. But it's going to take me a second.
R.I.P.
Anyway. Yeah, that's what you see is this this municipal building surrounded by establishments. There are other people around here in this part of Nektar's moving about. They don't really pay you any mind since you aren't standing out as particularly unusual here on Tranquility.
Then I think we should sort of move about. We can each take
Alexander Yelchin, but it's spelled the Russian way.
Gotcha. Very good. Okay, so we should spread out.
Yeah, I think that's more than fair. And I think we probably make this easy on ourselves by calling this yeah, okay. I'm actually not going to make you roll for this just yet. But you spread out to look at the building from different like angles and things like that. It sounded like.
Yeah.
Okay, what are you looking for?
I'm looking for outer points for where like data lines are going or something like that.
Okay. I think you would be familiar enough with Tranquility infrastructure to know that all of that is within the ground that you walk on, basically. That the base of this domed city, like all of the domed cities, it contains within it all of the cabling and all of the connectivity that runs throughout the city. Basically, each Tranquility city is like almost a raised platform, and the under the surface that you walk on is just like cables and pipes and data points and things like that.
Okay, and I'm trying to get a read for like staff, like people that work in this area, see if I can get a good gauge of like if there's a shift change.
Yeah, you don't see like guards because this is Tranquility.
Right.
And that's not really how things work. It's a perfect society. So why would you need, guards?
Mm-hmm.
That's why they don't have cops. They have peacekeepers.
Mm-hmm.
So you do see people moving about. I think it's late enough that you don't really see workers. Well, that's probably not true. You do see people walking in and out of the building. And they don't really seem to have like badges or anything like that. So if there is some kind of scan that is taking place, it's probably something that they don't physically need to like wear on the outside or pull out. But it's also entirely possible because it's Tranquility that it's just like based on facial recognition or vitals or maybe even some type of like embedded sensor.
Right. Which will make it more difficult to infiltrate, but not impossible.
I'll also say that I think, the municipal building is not, closed off to citizens. Granted, you have the extra complication of not even being citizens, but people can walk in and out of the building, it seems like.
Okay.
And padlock, I would also add that I think that access to the grid underneath the city is controlled through the municipal building. Basically, like, you have to go to access it. For the most part, you have to go into the basement. It would make sense to you that there would be other access points in other parts of the city, but they would probably be more they would probably be harder to access,
So we got to go
more
inside.
security.
Yeah, we got to go inside that's like the safest point, access
Right.
point is inside. Okay.
It's definitely the largest one and the one where you would be least likely to draw attention to yourselves.
Perfect. That was the question I was going to ask.
Yeah.
If we go inside, or like, is there any, like, how different municipal buildings or whatever, every floor is something, or, different things are housed on certain floors. What's the basement? Or like, is there a directory or something? Or is it you have to know where to go?
I think it's mostly you have to know where to go, but I think you would know specifically in the context of the quote unquote basement. There isn't a basement in the sense that, like, there's a level that's storage underneath the rest of the building. But that is, you would go down to access the subsystems, basically the grid and everything. The wires.
Got it. When the people that are walking in, do they look like just normal Tranquility citizens, or some of them like, having a worker uniform, or how do the folks look?
There are definitely uniforms that you can see. Some people just look like regular folks, just wearing, fashion. But you would be able to see that there are you see the stark white uniforms with colored accents of the peacekeepers. You see the dark brown coveralls of the civil corps, and the earthy greenish color of the science corps.
I think we need to get uniforms.
Yeah,
that was my thought.
We might be able to blend in a little bit easier with the civic corps, nodding to Patty and I, than as actual citizens. At least we can.
Alexei would say, obviously, you aren't going to be able to be part of the Civil Corps without being citizens, but hopefully no one catches on to that fact.
Just don't have to act weird.
Uniforms are part of the equation, certainly, and it would help matters. You could potentially even protect your faces from being scanned or recognized, but that would draw attention to you eventually. You'd have a very narrow window.
How often do things break around here? Because if something's broken, or if we break something, we could pretend to fix it.
This is Tranquility. Things don't break.
Things always break. Just because they say they don't, doesn't mean they never do.
Exactly my point.
There's got to be a way to bring in help. Sorry.
Certain things break all the time. We just don't know about it.
Can't let the general populace know that everything's perfect.
Well, that actually might play to our advantage. Well, if if we are there to fix something and no one knows what's broken because you can't say that something's broken, that gives us a little bit of wiggle room. That might be a play. Might be a little last resort, but it's a backup.
I don't think it's a bad plan. It's just a question of timing.
Well, we can make sure that I'm inside when you're going in to check things.
And I think that would be the ideal circumstance. My thought, there's only one person here with cause to be suspicious of you. And perhaps not even cause, but Peacekeeper Orlov has indicated suspicion of you.
It's true.
Cassidy intercepts him outside, potentially, and engages him in conversation inside. And that would make it significantly easier for the two of you to sneak around.
So as long as he's not in the building, we have better chances of maneuvering through.
Or perhaps while he's in his office.
Yeah, speaking of his office, like, I assume he has most access control probably from his office, right?
He didn't seem to be particularly high-ranking.
That could be a misdirect.
Potentially, though. It would have been indicated on his uniform, unless he altered it purposefully. No, I think he's just particularly sharp.
Because my thought process is that if Orlov is suspicious, but he has the most access in the building, if we maybe, since Cassidy's intercepting him, if we might be able to make him the epicenter of disruption, then it takes it off of all of us and puts it on him because he has more access there. Like, if we can do like a little EMP or something like that, maybe.
Certainly he wouldn't have the highest access in the buildings. That would be the Science Corps. Science Corps, followed by the Civil Corps, followed by Peacekeepers.
Yeah.
I am not as seasoned a criminal as the rest of you, but it seems to me that the more time we spend trying to perfect this plan, the more problems we're going to create for ourselves.
Why can't we do it live?
Perhaps the simplest solution is the one that best serves us. We have a plan. Perhaps we should just
do it
live.
Yeah, fuck it.
As you say.
We've had worse plans.
We have had worse plans.
We've had less plans.
We've had no plans.
Maybe that's
all
what
right.
makes me nervous.
So why wait till tomorrow? We just do it now.
Well, we need
uniforms.
I mean,
that's something Ada can make, or we think we should borrow someone's?
Sure, we'll need to borrow someone's.
Ada has parameters that prevent her from fabricating uniforms, but I might know someone.
You know, someone willing to share their clothes and strip.
I know someone who collects uniforms.
Fancy.
You haven't seen what he does with them. The fact remains, that I can get them for us.
I have so many questions.
Yes.
I'm not certain you want the answers.
I'm almost positive I don't. Listen, the last time I got an answer to a question I had, I was sort of out of commission for a couple of hours.
It'll require me to detour from the rest of you, but give me until tomorrow. I'll have uniforms. They'll be disinfected.
Oh.
See, now you probably could have gone without saying that last part, and it'd have been fine.
They're coming from one of those houses, aren't they?
We're just not going to think about it.
Don't answer that question. Don't out loud thought.
Understood?
Yeah. You are correct. I didn't want to know.
So, I'll meet you back at the house.
Sounds good. All right, gang.
Have fun.
Don't wait up. This might take a while. And as you make your way back towards his house, Alexei will turn from the rest of you and walk up towards one of the other houses where you can see the glass frosted over, movement inside, lights inside, but there's no sound. And he disappears inside.
I miss my engine.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, hopefully we can get this done soon and be back to her.
So what do we do now? Do we just wait for Alexei?
Yes, that is the next step.
Ada, cigarette.
Single cigarette comes out of the wall, and
You've asked for so many cigarettes.
And I'm going to keep doing it. This is the cheapest way to fuel my habit I've ever found.
Yeah, we're gonna have to take him back to the ship. So yes, we won't. If we don't have to buy anything until we get, halfway past out of here. Yeah. Anyways,
you're going to save so much on supplies.
Now I'm wondering how much of the Tenebris is held up by loose cigarettes.
How much of the Tenebris budget was going towards JoJo's cigarettes?
We don't need to talk about it. We don't need to talk about it.
we don't have any, nobody answers to the budget. So
Yeah. The requisition orders are insane.
Yeah, you're turning in for the night after you get some more cigarettes. And
I mean, yeah, it was told to me that I shouldn't go and make friends with anybody else. So sure.
Yeah, and you shouldn't wait up. You were also told that.
I'm probably still going to do that, but that's for you.
I think the next morning, Cassidy, you are awoken by Alexei stepping into your room and saying, "Ada, window." And the window turns completely transparent. Sunlight starts streaming in. Early sunlight starts streaming in.
Uncalled for.
Alexei looks much the same as the day before, but is wearing more dramatic clothing and has like more severe dark makeup on that it looks like he has been wearing for quite some time. And he looks at you and he points and he says, "Up. I haven't slept. You certainly aren't going to be sleeping in front of me."
What? You came into my room?
Yes.
What the fuck?
I just got home and we have a plan to enact.
I don't think that this is fair.
Call it solidarity. I'm awake. You should be awake as well. As should the rest of your crew. We need them.
All right. Gonna get the comms.
Okay.
Everybody wake up. That's an order.
Yes, sir. Ada, brew me your shittiest cup of coffee.
I don't have a record for shittiest cup of coffee.
Damn it.
But I can make you a cup of coffee.
Nah, it's fine. Spite'll make me go through.
Ada, I need coffee and just pure caffeine, honestly.
Yeah, that gets produced. That slides out.
Put the shot of caffeine into the coffee. Yeah. All right. Let's do this.
Cassidy.
Yeah, what's up?
This room is empty.
The room I'm in?
No, the room the rest of your crew was in.
What?
Huh?
The nervous boy and the tall woman.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Phew.
I was like, where did we go?
Yeah, I was like, what did we do, bad luck?
I was just talking to them. What do you mean?
Horrid with names, as you know. It's rude to describe them, but there you are.
Oh.
Where is Doc?
Dickie didn't give a note.
He didn't. Neither did Bex. Huh.
Ada, can you let us know any the record of people coming in and out of the home last night?
Certainly, I can. Dr. Courtney and Miss Rhine departed the domicile late last night.
Well, if they left together and they didn't leave under duress, hopefully.
Do we
Eastern.
know where they headed?
No. Not at all.
Once they were outside of the house, I am not responsible for them.
See, this is why we should put a tracker in Dickie. I've been saying it for years.
This
Ooh,
is wild.
That phrase is crazy. That's crazy work.
I mean, usually he's only ever one place when you're on the ship. You don't
We
normally need to
all
find
had
him.
RFID trackers. I mean, of all of us, he's probably the easiest to go around unnoticed.
Yeah, and Bex is a bounty hunter, so it's probably fine. Okay, we have shit to do. So let's do that. We will check up on the little Dickster later.
Ada, can you tell Dickie that if they come back that where we went, or to get it, not where? Don't tell anybody where we went.
There you go.
Can you tell Dickie to call us?
I will pass on the message.
Okay, thank you. And know where we're going. Just call.
Once you are outside the doors of the home, you are not my responsibility.
Right.
Ada's not a snitch.
Technically, she's a snitch. She is feeding data back into the.
Yeah, just
That's
fucking
fun.
grip it and rip it, baby.
You know what?
Slop
That's
that
fair.
down, dude. Yeah, dude. Crack one for the
Thank
big
you, Will's
boy.
mom.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Will's mom.
Will's mom.
Let's
Thanks,
go,
Will's
Will's
mom.
mom. Okay. We're going to go do the things.
Okay. True to his word, Alexei has uniforms for you all. He has 2 of the brown Civil Corps coverall uniforms. And yeah, he hands them folded up, freshly laundered to Padlock and Jojo.
Nice.
Everything all right?
Yeah, no, I'm filtering out the jokes I can't say on Twitch. Joe bleeps herself out a few times.
I mean, you could say whatever you want on Twitch. What are they going to do? Demonetize us? We don't make money off of this.
Fuck it. Wow, these are starchy. Whatever.
Really a disinfectant smell.
He did say
I'll
that's what's
take
going to
it.
happen. Okay.
I don't want to know, and I'm burning them after.
I think Cassidy is, in his hoe finery. Probably took some clothes from Alexei. Yeah,
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Say that he's a little more solid than Alexei, so everything is like just a little tight.
Oh no!
I know.
No, shame.
Just a little bit of midriff showing. It's fine.
Craft odds are in.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. All right, cool. You head back for the municipal building. Alexei says that he will kind of keep an eye on things from outside. He'll be around one of the buildings. The front has like opened up sort of garage door style, and it's clear to you that it's a cafe because it says cafe.
Right.
Because this is Tranquility. And he lets you know that he will be sitting there, keeping an eye on things. Cassidy, I imagine he would invite you to join him until you spot Orlov.
Yeah. And we will dine together.
And Jojo and Padlock, that kind of leaves you sort of waiting for your cue, I imagine. Not intended. And I think we blipped for a second, but I think we're good. Yeah. Alexei sips at his coffee.
So, what was with the getup?
What a lovely day!
Well, hello.
Raiders.
Hello,
Chaotic
Raiders. Wholesome. Welcome on in.
Chaotic Wholesome.
I hope the talk show is good tonight. I wanted very much to watch the first part of it before the stream, but then time zones are a thing. I realized. I was like, it's 6. I can watch that.
No.
No, not 6 my time. Welcome on in. Yeah, welcome on in. Thanks for the raid. Okay, cool. Back at it. Yeah, you were saying something, Cassidy?
Yeah. What was with the getup?
I mean, I went to a party.
That was your party outfit.
Obviously.
Fair, I guess. I don't know.
I know that you're accustomed to wearing the same thing day in, day out on that ship, but The rest of us have reputations to uphold. We have to switch it up.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I did forget that the attire here is party clown. I apologize.
Sarcasm is the basest form of comedy. Cassidy.
Circuit clown. That's what I meant. Sorry.
Puns are the second basest form of comedy. Cassidy.
Tried and true, though. Mm-hmm. I do see why, though, you've sort of left that lifestyle. The fashion really like that?
I mean, it changes. I do my best to guide it whenever I'm able to.
Oh, of course. I don't know. I remember a couple of parties that we went to, and it didn't look like that.
Recently, so much of the time here, I find it feels like I'm pretending to be someone else. Playing a character.
Mm-hmm. I know what that's like.
Why did you change your name?
Because for a very long time, he was dead. We've had a renewal, rekindling. I will say, changing your name, being someone else, being someone new, you need to remember you're still there.
Do you think that you'll continue to be Cassidy Star Runner?
Maybe. At this point, the safety of the name is more for others than for me. Okay.
I wonder what...
You first.
I was just going to say, I wonder what it's like for the rest of your crew.
I mean, they knew me before.
That's not what I meant. You've been running for so long and hiding and pretending to be other people. I just wonder how many of them realize it.
Most of them. I think more than you might expect. But for a lot of us, running has been more freeing than anything else.
It's time to be Cassidy. There's your man. And he'll kind of nod, and you glance over your shoulder and see Orlov hustling across the square, basically, like he is running late.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah, I got it. All right. Showtime.
Break a leg.
For you, I'll break 2. I'm just gonna.
Sure. Padlock and Jojo, you see Cassidy get up and start moving towards the municipal building. I think you'd probably know that that's your cue.
Start moving.
Game faces.
Inside, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Put whatever hat on. I feel like there's a hat.
Hats down, glasses down, absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And you start making your way across that square and into the building. I would like it if you would make... I'll say one of you can roll this, and it's totally fine if it's whoever has the best of it. But I think this is going to be an act fast roll. This is going to be plus gut.
Ooh, not me. I got a -1 to gut.
I think that'll be our good captain. I only have +1.
So it's between the two of you, Jojo and Padlock. So it's going to be you.
It's got to be.
Then it'll be me. Oh boy, let's see how we do here. +1. Wow, hey, it's a 10. +1 is 11. So
Perfect. Yeah, you pull it off just fine. You move quickly and purposefully, like you belong there. You have like hats pulled down, glasses over your eyes. You move across the square and into the municipal building, and you pretty much immediately like see signs that talk about like wire access. And you are able to follow those. You pass other personnel, but even they don't really pay you any more mind. They don't really give you a second thought as you move past them. And finally, you are able to descend, take the staircase that leads down into the access points. You are largely uninterrupted. Q, Cassidy.
Yes.
You were moving to intercept Orlov, and I think you are able to pretty much do that since you're doing this on purpose. I think that you bump into him, and you're going to try to play this like it's an accident, so I'm going to need you to roll fast talk with face.
Hell yeah. That is 10. I think my face is +1, so 11.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you are able. Yeah. You bump into him. Literally? Question mark.
Yeah. I think literally.
Fantastic.
Oh, sorry. Oh,
It's it's quite all right. We met. We met the other day.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I was not watching where I was going.
Apologize. Oriel Orlov, I don't recall your name.
We never really got around to it. Going to give him blah name that I chose.
Yeah.
I don't fucking remember.
I also don't remember, but it's fine. You give him your alias. That's right. Yes. Yes. Oh, interesting. What brings you out to Municipal Plaza?
I was getting, lay of the land. I don't know how long I'm going to be here, but I always like to do a bit of sightseeing.
See, yes, you said you are from
Taka.
Taka, yes, Takamagahara, yes. I have a fascination with all things outside of tranquility. If you're not busy, perhaps we could sit down, have conversation. You can tell me some stories from where you come from.
Great. Over coffee, your treat? Sounds great.
Yes, of course. That's only fair. As you gift me with knowledge, I'll gift you with caffeine.
Of course. Appreciate it. You can even pay here, right? It's all free.
He will lead you up to his office, which is a very small and cramped environment.
Mm-hmm.
It's very overcrowded with like just objects and furniture. It's a little more than a closet, but he has a clearly like a point of pride, a little kind of cart set up with like an honest to God French press and like beans that he like grinds himself. As you sit down, he sees you like admiring it, and he beams at you and says, my pride and joy, something of a hobby, not easy to get on Tranquility, but it just does not taste the same made by computer.
I mean, hey, I get it. Like, it's really good when you can just looks about and it leans in. When you can sneak in and get some good coffee from one of the muckety mugs.
Mm.
I love that diving.
He sets the French press down, lets it stew, and puts a cup in front of you and a cup in front of himself. And he pauses and he says, "Milk, sugar."
Just a little bit of sugar.
No, I liked you. And he sits back, waiting for the coffee to finish steeping, and says, "So, Takama Gahara."
Takama Gahara.
And well, let me ask you this first and foremost.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What do you think of Tranquility?
You know, it's as beautiful as it claims. Perfect. Certainly. Not a hair out of place.
You know, it's a funny thing. That is exactly the answer that I would have expected.
Oh, yeah?
Well, because it's true, isn't it? When you ask people what do they know about Tranquility, this is what they say. It's beautiful. It's perfect.
Okay, so you want the real answer then?
Oh, I thought that was the real answer. But if you have, you'd like to amend your statement.
No. So here's the thing. What I said was true. On the surface. But if we're honest, there's something behind the mask. Flawless domed cities, but here I am in the pleasure center. Shadow puppets in glass houses. All this wealth. Of course, you don't call it that. It's merely resources. But it's all here in this little gem. Meanwhile, you have some living like rats in the vents. Others locked down by corporations. Some on a red rock. A place they're trying to call their own. But, seem like there's others that have different ideas. Then there are the miners out in Jupiter. This is all really nice on paper.
It sounds like you see her with clear eyes.
Yeah. Me too. What about you?
What about me?
How do you see her?
I think that we made something beautiful. We sought an end to suffering, to hunger, to want, to need. And I think at some point we were so protective of this place and this ideal that we closed her off, lest she be corrupted.
Yeah.
I still believe in tranquility and what she stands for and why she exists, her origins and her beginnings. But I think, like so much else in this solar system, she needs room to grow.
She does. But how do you foster growth when things are so set in their ways?
Well, I asked you a question. You asked me a question.
Oh,
It's my turn.
You're right. My bad.
My question is simple. Or at least, on the surface, it should be simple. He leans forward and he, presses down on the French press and starts pouring coffee into the 2 cups in front of you. And he keeps talking as he does so. He says, sometimes questions, they come to us, they cross our paths that we cannot answer, and they stay with us. It's something curious about human nature, that when there's a question we can't answer or a problem we can't solve, we can't let it go, fixate on it. Because I looked, and I looked, and I never found an answer. And I never thought I would have the opportunity to ask you. But what is it that you did those years ago that we were hunting you? And that is where we're going to end this episode of Nephilim Tenebris.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah, 100%.
For sure knew it.
Fuck shit.
For sure knew it. But hey.
Every time.
We got to swing for the fences, my boy.
Ah!
Let him cook.
Let
him
cook.
being me. Oh boy, it's another one. Another one in the books.
Oh boy.
We did it. We did it.
did it.
Perfect. Cool. Well, truly, this is a slut up or shut up moment. You got to kiss him. You got to kiss him before he can.
Kiss Space Columbo.
Hey, I'll do it. I'll do it.
It's the only way out.
Boy.
Do it for the culture.
Oh boy, Tenebris, we're really in it now.
Was that Morty?
It was, in fact.
For some reason, I thought that was the Spider-Man line, but I think you're right. I think that was Morty. Damn it.
Yeah. It's JoJo, though, so maybe it's Jordy.
Gross, get out.
Perfect. Awesome. So, yeah, that's going to do it for us here tonight. We'll go around and everybody can tell you who they are and what they have going on, and then we're going to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll start with Eli, since once again Alex is not with us this evening, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, hi. My name is Eli. Any and all pronouns. I was playing your charade master, Padlock, your resident junker. But when I'm not hanging out here with everyone here at Live from the Apocalypse, I am the resident ghost over at Mayday Roleplay. We're an AP content creation team, still on break, but look to the east, and when the sun rises on February, you'll see us back up and running. But till then, we still have tons of content in our catalog that you guys can check out until then. Other than that, you can come hang out with me tomorrow, because I'll be back here on Live from the Apocalypse playing Rager and Rampant as your Unicorn Green Ranger, and with Will and others. Yeah, I think that's it for me. If you want to know more about what I do, you can check me out on my socials at a Ghost of Eli. I do game development. I am a pro GM. I am currently running a very extensive dungeon meshy style 5e campaign on Start Playing. So if you want to join that, come find out and hang out with us.
Don't do this to me, Eli. I have no time. I got one.
I play twice a day. So if you got time, come hang out with me. But other than that, that's about it.
Oh yeah! I finally watched that. I finally watched Dungeon Messery.
Yes, yes.
It's very good.
You need it in your life.
Add it to my list. I'll add it.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
Q.
Hi, I'm Q. Tonight I was playing Captain Cassidy Star Runner. Omari, if you're close enough. That's DLC content. He runs the ping pong, the beer pong table. Don't at me. Just the truth. When you don't see me here over on Life from the Apocalypse, I'm here a lot. You know what I'm saying? This game, Redacted, Class Reunion, which we're going to get back to. It's been a time. Don't worry about it. We're fine here. You can also find me over at Tales from the Table Studios. I'm a part of the production team. And also, we have a game. I'm playing another Space Cowboy, y'all. That's the Celestial Railway job. I'm playing Deacon Starlight. He's a mechanic. He's got a robot husband. Don't worry about it. It's fine. And then what else is there? All right. Entropy Emporium on alternating Tuesdays. For They Call Us Villains, where I'm playing the saddest, angriest boy, Connor Creed. Yeah, so just, we got a lot going on. Come out and see us. Is there anything? I don't think there's anything else that I'm missing. Not right now. Yeah, no. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
no. No. Rose.
Yeah. Hi. I'm Rose. I play Jojo, the engineer aboard the great ship Tenebris. When I am not here on alternating Tuesdays, I guest on Entropy Emporium's They Call Us Villains. You get to see me being an evil bitch instead of just a cranky bitch, and that's really fun. And that is, if it's a Tuesday, you can find me either here or Entropy. And keep a lookout for things to come. Unannounced things in the future that will be very cool. I think that's it. Thanks for hanging.
Yeah, had to unmute. Hi, hello, it's me. My name is Will. I was your storyteller this evening. Hope you had a good time. I know I did. I will be back tomorrow night doing Rangers Rampant, as mentioned, with Eli playing Parker Mills, the Phoenix Red Ranger, and that's going to be a blast. I'm very excited. I think we get Zords. I don't know if we're going to use those Zords this session, but we do get them. I'm very excited. Then Thursday night, I'll be over at Entropy Emporium. Spirits Willing for God Complex, the Girl by Moonlight game about piloting dead god corpse mechs in fighting space kaiju. We have not been able to play that one in a very long time also. So hopefully this is the week where some of the games come back. And I will not be part of this, but on Saturday the 18th is one of our 2 rescheduled Hasmus games the night before Cheesemas. It's going to be a very cute time, very cute game, bunch of small animals. And then Sunday night, we'll be back for Academy H, recording some new episodes of our podcast, Academy H, our Mass Actual Play podcast over here on the channel. And I think with that being said, that's going to do it for us here at Live from the Apocalypse. There are social links in the chat if you're not already following us. There is a link to the Discord community, which is a great place full of great people, and we would love to have you be a part of it. We are going to disappear in just 1 second, and then we will raid Gnome Ann, who's doing some like Q&A world building type stuff. But that's going to do it for us here at Live from the Apocalypse. So say good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Everybody.
Good night.